Hello, Taurus, and welcome to my channel, The Guided Intuitive, and thank you so much for being here. So this is going to be a read for you and who, and that who could be a friend or family member, it could be a boyfriend, girlfriend, it could be, a significant other, a person of interest, or one side of a situation or another, okay? This is a general read, so do note that if you are looking for a personal read to tap in your own personal energies, go to theguidedintuitive.com up here or in my description box below, okay? All right, so that being said, a couple announcements. We have a brand new class that is happening. This is for those of you that are looking to activate your Empress energy and your feminine energy, okay? So this is about being able to do that and to be able to step into a room and own it. Okay, so for those of you who have maybe perhaps been working a lot and really kind of need to balance out that masculine energy and kind of need to know how to kind of step into that feminine energy and be able to, transfer over to that a little bit easier, because obviously you have it in you. Okay, so it's all about activating that. Okay, a lot of times it's just not rewarded a lot, in the workplace many times. So what we want to do is to kind of unpack that a little bit and be able to share with you some insights, surprises, and ways of actually doing that, and so much more. So you'll love it. It's in my description box below, or you'll see it up here. All right. And also, for those of you that are looking for something a little bit longer that is has a lot more accountability and a lot of inspiration and motivation, you do want to check out our discovery session up here. So we do have a one-on-one with you, and then we make a recommendation and invite you into one of our courses if it's a good fit based upon your personal needs. Okay, so that is key. Okay, it's all about delivering value and results for you. So if you really truly want to make this year your best year yet, hop on that. Okay, so that's a great start to do, and we'll have an hour complimentary one-on-one time to kind of sit down with you a little bit and kind of see where that might be a good fit and where you're at. Okay, all right, so how you feel about them is going to be the first card that's going to be coming up for you. Okay, so how you feel about them, what does that look like? Here's the first card. Here we go. Wow, Angel of Communication. So this is telling me that there is going to be, this is about this other person, okay? How you feel about them is that maybe they're afraid to communicate, okay? So they're very afraid to communicate clearly, okay? And to truly tell it like it is, okay? And this is actually coming from the heart, right? So that is that heart chakra, is that green color. So how you feel about them is that you might be afraid to communicate and really say things like it is. And this is actually telling you, the angel of communication is actually giving you some guidance and giving you support and protection through this process. So this is saying, do not be afraid to communicate from the heart, as long as you do it with compassion and kindness, okay? And that's going to be really, really key. So let's see what else wants to come through on how you feel about them, okay? How you feel about them. So it's about being honest with yourself, right? I think you're going through some sort of healing right now, and it could be from this relationship or situation. Now, whether it's from this one or a previous one, but I do think it's this one here that's coming up. There's been some sort of healing, so that perhaps there was some sort of ending. Let's pull some tarot on this and see what wants to come out. But this is the healing card that came out. So a little bit of healing, so a little bit clouded, a little bit kind of murky. Okay, so that's that's normal. That happens. Many times. Especially coming out of something. So that's not that's to be expected. It's going to take some time, some love and compassion towards yourself. But in terms of this, what is this healing card? Oh, look what popped out. Okay, so it's the death card. That's what I thought. Some sort of ending that had come into play in this relationship or situation, guys. How interesting. I'm going to pull another card. What is this death card? What do we need to know about the death card? And this was something that, in this relationship or situation, it's about self-expression, right? The interesting thing is that I get the Seven of Wands. Okay, this is that fire energy. It's that Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type energy. You're on top. You're kind of like, you're still staying on top of your game in everything that you do. You're focusing on the passion, what it is that you want, and you have faith. But something's come to an end. But see, the interesting thing is you got a major arcana, which now says take action. You're in the driver's seat now. You are the one now. It's going to be navigating your love life, or whatever's brought you to my channel, the way that you want, or way you want this situation to go. And I guess that's, with the Chariot action and with this communication card, this is telling you that, since things have ended and you're going through healing, that, if you need to express yourself from the heart with compassion and kindness, to go ahead and do so and not to be afraid to do that. So that's how you feel about them, okay? So this is interesting. And I'm going to pull one other card. I want to see how you feel about them. Oh, wow. It's like Angel of Self-Worth. This is talking about, this is about undervaluing yourself. How you feel about them is that, are you undervaluing yourself or are they? Okay, because this is interesting. How you feel about them is that, that they mirror perhaps that they're undervaluing themselves. Let me pull a tarot on this. I almost get this as you guys, and I don't know why, but let me pull a tarot on this. Angel of Self-Worth, and this talks about undervaluing yourself when there's no need to. You're the star here, okay? This is what's really pointing out. It's communication to oneself that was depicted from childhood. So, this could be the case in some way that perhaps from childhood, that in some way that you feel undervalued because something didn't work out. And it's about regaining your self-worth and going through a healing process based upon a family, on how things maybe in the past have led you to believe. But yeah, this is saying have compassion and kindness for yourself, okay, in this situation. Let me focus on how they feel about you. This is interesting. Yeah, how is it that they feel about you? What is this? Gosh, how interesting. They've been illuminated, okay? So interesting. So they have gone through some sort of illumination, okay, that's really ignited them. Now, this could be through communication, because the blue is all about that, all forms of communication of the throat chakra. But this is about illumination. So yeah, this is about, being illuminated, and this is about, letting go of expectations and to work with the reality that's currently in play right now. So maybe there was maybe some sort of illusion that was in play that now the reality is kind of set in for this person, but they've been illuminated in this relationship or situation. That's exactly what I see here, okay? It's like turning a challenge into a learning opportunity. So this relationship, maybe if there was some sort of challenge, it's now been a learning opportunity for them, and they're embracing their strength. And maybe they had some sort of fault that was exposed, and now they're being illuminated and they're changing that. So maybe this self-worth really did, and what you were feeling about them was really them. Guys, note your comments below. That is so huge. It's maybe they did not have the confidence in this relationship or situation to take it forward or to move it forward, but this is not done yet. This is just the very beginning, okay? This is about being illuminated to see how far seeing how far that they have come. How they feel about you is that they have been illuminated by you. You have helped them expand in their life. You've helped them shine brighter and to lead their brilliant life, is how I feel this, okay? I'm going to pull some tarot to see what else wants to come out on how they feel about you. Wow, this wants to come out. I'm not going to take these because I didn't have the intent behind it. So how do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? Let's see what that is. Okay, here it is. How do they feel about Okay, they love you. Okay, they just have a lot of their emotions are overwhelming. They love you. Just note that. Could be dealing with the Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces type energy. But this, again, you may resonate with one side more than others, so feel free to reverse the messages as you see fit. But this is saying is that they do have, emotional, just a cup of love. This is all about, having compassion and intimacy for you, just emotions for you. So they do have some, yeah. And this is about going to calmer waters. Okay. So the other card that I get right after that is moving on to calmer waters. So, and this is about They've been illuminated. They had a lot of emotional love for you. What is this seven? What is this Six of Swords? This is like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius type energy. What is this Six of Swords? Clarify the Six of Swords. What is that on how they feel about you? They feel that you're moving on to calmer waters and that you're going within, to get some sort of enlightenment. Okay. So that's kind of how I feel. And yeah, I feel that it's kind of something like that. How interesting. So they're going in and they're getting, they got a Major Arcana, the Hermit card, and then I get the Hierophant card. How interesting right after that. And yeah, it's like the Hierophant talks about some sort of tradition or belief. So, perhaps going within and finding one's own values in truth. And they feel that you might be going within and doing that, and you kind of, or perhaps maybe have moved on to calmer waters. So that's what they're feeling right now. What do you need to know about them? Let's take a look at what you need to know about them. What is it that you need to know about them? Let's see what this is. Wow, they really love you, or they really like you. Okay, so just note that. If it's one side of a situation, they are fond of you. Let's see what else. Okay. Yeah, what you need to know most about them is they've got some sort of repeating habit or behavior that is kind of holding them back in this relationship or situation. That's what you need to know most about them. There's been some sort of repetition that has left them in some sort of anguish, as you see there on the top there. And it's kind of affected by the moon phases. I'm going to pull a moon card on this to maybe get some clarity on this. But yeah, some sort of repetition that has been happening and kind of been ruminating within their mind in this relationship or situation. Let me just see what the moon... I just dropped one. This one to pop out. I'm going to use this one. What is this? Okay. Wow. Whatever it is that they have some sort of repetition on, they're close to achieving their goal of ridding of this. This is what I like to hear. That's what you need to know most about this person. They're taking some time to make that happen. Okay. So it's some sort of repetitive belief that has held them back and has been holding them back, and it was hidden previously. But instinctively, they're really kind of going within and understanding what that is. I want to pull another one of these cards because I want to find out what you need to know most about them in terms of this repetition. Yeah, it's like they've been through some sadness in their life as it pertains to love. And, they hold a lotus flower in one hand, signifying love, and tears coming down the eyes and kind of taking their breath away. So in some way, whether it's in this situation or the past, they're getting rid of an old pattern that has held them back. In the past, it was some sort of reaction that they had about a situation. Okay. But what they're doing is they're working hard to break some sort of cycle here. Okay. And to reduce the tension, the stress and all of that. And they need to release that, because, they also feel what you need to know most about them is that they might have a challenging personality around them, and it's about breaking through that and breaking through that habit or pattern of thinking so they can establish some sort of positive routine moving forward. Okay. So yeah, that's exactly what I see here. Okay. They have a chance to do something different. And I think that they're really breaking this cycle. They're very close to achieving their goal. And that's what they've been taking some time doing. So I don't know if you've been wondering maybe why they've been distant, why they maybe perhaps have been distant. I kind of get the feeling that could be the case. That's what you need to know most about them. Okay. Yeah. But here's the interesting thing. When I clarify you're close to it, they're very close to achieving their goal. I get Sacred Earth Mother. This is a message of love that's coming through. So, I really believe that what you need to know most about them is when they're going through this a little bit and they have some sort of understanding that they're going to bring a message of love coming through. Okay. This is beautiful, guys. Really beautiful. What are the blockages and difficulties in this relationship or situation? What does that look like? Let's see what that is for you. Okay. Blockages and difficulties. What is it? This is about going through a transformation. Okay. This is about becoming whole. wants, you know, becoming whole and using your creativity to make that happen. So if there's been some time apart, this is saying is that there is a transformation that is taking place within you. This is within communication, also within the heart chakra too. So you might want to do some clearing as it relates to the throat chakra and the heart chakra as well. But this is about, you know, becoming whole. This is really, really beautiful. Okay. So yes, I mean, it's exactly what I see here. It's like some sort of change. The blockages and difficulties are because there's transformations taking place with one of you here. Okay. What else? And what happens is that it also, the blockages is about getting a different perspective, right? Which makes sense in this situation. You know, but once that person changes, you go through some sort of different perspective too, right? It changes your world, you know, for you too, but also individually as well. So there's a new perspective that is gained from this situation. But the blocks and difficulties look at something with a different perspective and then create a revolution. This is beautiful. This is a really good sign. So you can create your own revolution internally within, okay? This is really beautiful. Wow. I'm going to pull some what are any of the blockages and difficulties? Okay. What does that look like? Yeah, it's like something that's keeping them from getting the 10 of cups. Okay. So it's kind of like, it's like, but I really feel that, that, you know, the difficulties on getting into their 10 of cups, which is, you know, what this relationship or which this is calling to get, this situation is calling it. It wants, you know, overall satisfaction. It wants the completion. It wants the, you know, it wants the wealth and the establishment in this relationship or situation. There's some sort of revolution that is taking place in a change of perspective, right? To become whole. And there's been some sort of, something's been transformed, okay? Which is now going to make this a lot easier, okay? What's the best way to move forward? Okay, what does that look like? The best way to move forward. What does that look like? Okay, here it is. Wow, this is interesting because I get the enchanted forest, and this is saying is the best way to move forward is to use that creativity, you know, use a little bit of you know, excitement in this relationship, in the situation, on things that are hidden. There's a lot of hearts above there, right? And the moon, of course, is hidden, which is about getting rid of any illusions, but also understanding the mysteries of this love relationship or in this situation. That a mystery can be a welcome hand into light, into something very exciting. Just because it can't be seen doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, okay? It can be a really, really beautiful thing. You know, we get surprised, you know, once in a while. And I know some of you might not like surprises, and some of you do. You know, and this is saying that, you know, to bring the surprise in the relationship and treat it as some sort of enchanted forest that you're just discovering, right? Yeah, so best way forward is add a little mystery within this, add a little bit, you know, excitement and magic to the relationship. This is asking the universe for help and guidance in this relationship or situation. So this is about praying to your source and really communing with your source, because you have to ask. If you need the help, you need to ask for it, okay? And so it is. But it doesn't mean that you have to ask for it every single day. It means praying intently with a focused intention on what it is that you want in this relationship or situation. And then what feeling that provokes and being able to embody that, right? And then taking the inspired action in that direction, all right? And that is going to lead to a beautiful manifestation. That's how it works, guys, okay? So definitely ask for it. If you do need help, it wants you to definitely ask for it, okay? What else wants to come through in the best way to move forward? It does want you to ask your source for that, okay? Communication is going to be key, okay? Communication is key, guys. So remember, it talked about the very beginning about afraid to open up and to communicate. This is saying that you need to and speak from the heart. Communication is going to be very key in this relationship or situation, okay? So just saying that that's going to be really important there, all right? And it's also, it is a time to take action. Remember, we talked about the Chariot as well in terms of moving forward at the beginning. It's time to take action, okay? There you are. I mean, it's like, this is really, it was Aries, but this is saying is that it's now really time to take action in this relationship or situation, right? And know that if you think something is over, nothing is set in stone quite yet, okay? So if you question that, that is something, you know, to let you know, okay? And any other final advice that we could give on the best way to move forward and what that looks like for you? Welcome. You know, it's so funny. I feel that this is also that like that enchanted forest. It wants you to welcome in the magic, the excitement, and the mystery in this relationship or in this situation. This is the ground. This is the root chakra, the communication chakra, and the in you know the crown chakra. So it's about about really balancing that out, right? It's about in this particular situation. It definitely wants to really bring in that mystical, that intuition, that bring in your intuition, that mystery, right? And that new energy and that magic, and welcome in and receive it graciously. Create space to welcome the desires that you, the manifestations that you want into your life in this relationship or situation. Okay. So this is interesting, guys. I want to kind of pull, I just want to get an idea on what is it that you make together? What is it that you make together? Just to kind of get an idea. What makes you so, you get a lot of strength from each other, okay? Standing up for what you believe is going to help you gain the respect and hold your ground. So, you know, if you in this relationship or situation, what you make together is you give each other strength, okay? And what it wants you to do is to have that goddess of strength in this relationship or situation and really stand up for what you believe in, because it definitely is going to help, you know, hold your ground. And it's gonna gain respect from that other party, okay? I just want to say that. So what do you make together? Healing. It's like you both maybe perhaps had gone through some sort of or one of you has gone through some sort of addiction or healing. And but the beauty is this, remember I talked about that it was transforming, that they're about to reach their goal. This is very, very true, because this card talks about that it's a time for positive transformation and healing right now. So there's been a transformation. So again, if you've been at distance, if there has been, you know, someone in no communication in some way, that's, you guys, what has been going on. Okay, it's been you've been going through some healing. Okay, but if this is saying, you know how you bring strength together, well, you know, with these two cards and what you make together is strength and healing. I clarified that and I got fortitude. And fortitude is having the fortitude and the perseverance to keep on keeping on. Okay, because something beautiful comes out the other side, and that's what this card wants to, you know, definitely let you know. So this is interesting. So just learn to balance, really balance. You balance each other out when you're in each other's presence. So, you know, whatever needs to, you know, compassionately and kindly get off your chest and to stand up for what you want, that's going to be important to do that and to communicate in this relationship. And that's going to bring the balance, and that's going to transform things, because you see the dragonfly kind of shining right, kind of cruising right by there. That's a spiritual maturation. That is actually, you know, having spiritual maturity, right? And right now, you know, there's lots of birds in the sky. This is saying is that what didn't work out before is now being, you know, coming back into balance. Okay, and it's only through spirituality and through asking for what it is that you want, and asking source for what it is that you want as well through prayer, that's really going to help you. And that's what the cards are saying, because, you know, quite frankly, it's like the blockages and difficulties are getting in the way of this. Okay, and that's exactly what I saw here. Okay, but it's changing perspective. So things are changing in this. So I really, really like this, and it's starting a brand new revolution, and it's really coming back into whole and transforming. Okay, so lots of love, you guys. I hope this resonated in some way, shape, or form, and I look forward to seeing you in the month of March. And until then, namaste.